And as we are heading into Sunday's electoral ballot in Ecuador, we are going live with our special envoy, Jorge Gestoso, who is in Ecuador, to have more details as everything is preparing as we're getting closer to the electoral day. Welcome, Gestoso. Welcome to From the South. What can you tell us from there?
Thank you very much. We are here in our studios in Quito. We are just about 48 hours away from the clear moment of the runoff in the presidential elections, and we have the privilege to have with us the political analyst David Martinez to put in perspective. We have seen each other before. We're talking about 2 months ago. David, what has changed in the political arena regarding this runoff compared to 2 months ago with the first round?
Well, Jorge, what we have seen is that polls have tightened. It's been a very tight race from the beginning, but within the last few weeks or so, the polls have shown that optimism and certain support from social organizations and social bases have widened Luisa Gonzalez's opportunities. She is right now 3 or 4 points ahead in all serious polls, and some showing at least 5 points of advantage. So there is a slight possibility that she is heading forward towards Sunday.
Well, for the audience who watch us and they're not familiarized with the situation in Ecuador, first round, technical, whatever.
It was a virtual tie.
Virtual tie, 44% each of them.
Yes.
Third person in the first round, we're talking about Leonidas Isa, who represent an indigenous movement called Pachacutic with 5.3%. So if you add up 44% plus the 5% of Pachacutic, we're talking about simple arithmetic, we're reaching close to 50%. And Pachacutic has given the endorsement to Luisa Gonzalez, plus another candidate that was eliminated before. We're talking about Jan Topic. So basically, she is arriving to this runoff with more support, political support, than in the first round.
Very much so. We have seen not only CONAIE, which is the largest indigenous group, but other smaller organizations and center-right candidates such as Jan Topic, who initially were supposed to support the right wing, but have shown their support for Luisa Gonzalez in the final stages.
We have detected in the first round that all the time, all the voices in different parts of the country repeats, this is an election where the field is not level. Is not level in favor of the president candidate, because he was president candidate at the same time against the constitution, Daniel Noboa. For this runoff, the field is still not level?
The field is still not leveled, and it hasn't been for the past 8 years. We have to understand that this election is a referendum, finally, of neoliberal policies that have been in place for the last 3 governments, with Lenin Moreno, with Guillermo Lasso, and now 18 months with Daniel Noboa. People have not seen really any betterment in their lives, in the economic situation, in the violence. This has been the most violent trimester in the history of Ecuador, with 2,500 homicides up until February. So people have not seen the results of these neoliberal policies. But what we have seen as well is an abuse of power from these elites, oligarchic elites in Ecuador that have taken over the judicial system, the electoral system, and now we see that they have full support from mainstream media, in private media in Ecuador, which has given them a certain advantage towards leading a discourse and engaging in illegal activity really towards the elections. We have to remember that Daniel Noboa, as a candidate, had to request permission to be a candidate to the National Assembly, and he did not do so. And so he has not been respectful of the institutions and the electoral law, and this has shown that he is willing to break anything towards winning.
And David, finally, we're saying that at 5 p.m. polls close, and in this country, polls close meaning this is the end of it. At that moment, if there's someone on the line, too bad, should be arriving earlier. Mm-hmm. But at that moment, the tallying starts to count. When are we going to get the results?
Well, Diana Tamain from the Electoral Council has said that results should be expected around 9:30 in the evening.
On Sunday, this coming Sunday
evening. And this is if it is possible to collect the entire percentage of the votes during that time. But we now know that if the elections are very close, we don't know what the response will be either from the Consejo Nacional Electoral or the candidates. We can expect anything, really. Anything is bound to happen. Both sides have a lot at stake with this election, and there will be people that are not happy with the results either way.
So, would you guess who will win?
I don't dare to guess, but I can say that with the advantage that Luisa has, she probably has more opportunity of winning right now. The last few weeks have shown that she has broader support, and a few scandals that Noboa has had within the past few weeks have really affected his public image. And again, I say most of this is perception. Most of this is public perception and optimism. And what we have seen is a lot more optimism coming from the Luisa side.
David Martinez, thanks very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
We were precisely having the honor to have with us David Martinez, a political analyst. We are discussing the scenarios facing the runoff on Sunday here in Quito, Ecuador. Continue reporting for you throughout the day. And we get back to you now.
Thank you, Jorge Stoso, for this latest information. Of course, thank you for your special guest for all his inputs hearing from the South.